a good mask for ignorance.
If I may say so, you're looking magnificent, Luann. I'm going to call you Luann.
Yeah.
If you call me Mr. Christopher, I'll call you Countess.
You just follow my lead, honey.
No, I will. That's what I normally do. Your reality show is Real Wives of New York. Is that right?
The Real Housewives of New York.
Real Housewives of New York.
Kind of like, you know, Desperate Housewives meet Sex in the City. I think New York City is our biggest asset. I count it as one of the housewives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you syndicated all around the United States?
We're syndicated all over the world.
You are?
And I would say it's even more popular in New York City, of course, because people in New York like to watch the show because they notice that's the restaurant that they went to. Oh, I've been shopping in that store. Oh, I know that part of Central Park.
For all her sophistication, there is unmistakable grit and graft beneath the glamour.
Is it a tough town?
I think New York can be a tough town. But I think if you're persistent and you really want something, this is the place you can make it happen.
New York City is a place where you really do have to network to get anything done.
On every level. That's not a problem for you, Christopher. Use your English accent. You dress impeccably.
Oh dear, my English accent is slipping out.
I know.
I know. Oh, you're making me blush. Oh my God, was it the booze? I don't know.
No, cheers. Here
Cheers.
you go.
And thank you. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. It started to snow a little bit.
Our Countess is unexpectedly good company. And while I'm not sold on reality TV, there is no doubting its real soft power, mesmerizing millions with a mirage of glamour. Which all helps to build the mythology of New York, the full-on 24/7 city, which never sleeps. A beautiful morning in the Big Apple, and it's time to leave behind soft power to enter one of the sanctuaries of real influence, where power is wielded quietly behind closed doors, and where the really big decisions are made. I'd selected my hotel with great care. To the untrained eye, it doesn't look like much. But every morning for the last 30 years, some of the most powerful in this city gather behind the drab facade. Because the Regency is the home to New York's legendary power breakfast. And if you want to reach the great and good, you need to get past this person, Maître D. Ray Bianco.
So, Ray, this is the legendary power breakfast room of New York City.
So they say.
You are the arbiter of these powerful people who come in here. I mean, you decide where they sit, whether they can sit. How do you do it?
I have to talk very quickly and keep them entertained while they're waiting for tables and make them feel that the table that they get is the best one in the world for them.
Big job, this.
It is. I don't sleep well.
Show me some of the tables.
This is where Jeb Bush was.
Former governor of Florida, brother of George W. Bush?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Yes, this is the Jeb Bush, possibly future presidential chair.
You're centrally located.
Yeah, mirrors help you see the whole room.
You can check to make sure your hair is parted correctly.
Yep, fine.
Right?
My hair's still there.
Yep. Everything.
While Jeb Bush's table isn't bad, I'm actually angling to get to the top table reserved for the owners of the hotel, the Tisch family, whom Barbara Walters tipped as second after the mayor in New York power.
Is there anything I could do, like sing you a song or bring you a bunch of roses that might get me in there faster than would otherwise be the case?
Well, maybe. It depends on the day.
Do people do that? Do people ring up and say...
Oh, they try everything.
Yeah, theater tickets, carry you off to Hawaii or something like that? I don't know.
That one hasn't happened yet. Look at that.
However, even being buddies with Ray doesn't guarantee talking to a Tisch. Ultra-rich and ultra-powerful, the Tisch family are as near as New York gets to aristocracy. They avoid publicity, but if you know where to look, you'll find the family name on great buildings across the city, and family members at the heart of the city's key institutions. Fortunately for me, they also own the American football team, the New York Giants, who have just won the Super Bowl. And riding this wave of goodwill, I've been granted my very own power breakfast with the head of the family, Jim Tisch himself.
Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Sir Christopher. How are you?
I'm very well.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
It's not often I share eggs over easy with a billionaire.
Who ever heard of a hotel restaurant being the place to be for breakfast of all places?
Would you see the mayor here?
Generally not, but what you do see are the people that are running for mayor. Truth be told, I come here because my office is across the street.
Yeah.
So it's really, really convenient. I like to keep my life in a small area.
But how can I put it, morally and politically, you will reach across the entire city, for example, through your philanthropy.
Philanthropy is very, very important in New York City, no doubt about it. And it's probably unlike any other city in the world.
And whether you like it or not, generosity becomes an instrument of influence and of authority and in some degree of power in the city.
Power and standing, yes.
Philanthropy has a rich history in this city. So many of its great buildings were put up by great benefactors, Rockefeller, Carnegie, Guggenheim, all driven by a sense of moral duty to give something back and immortalizing themselves in the process.
I don't want to make things oversimplified, but who actually runs the city?
It's what I would call organized anarchy. And what comes out of it usually is not nearly as bad as the inputs that go into it.
Are you optimistic
About?
the future of this city?
We've got an election coming up 2 years from now. And so a big question will be who's going to be the next mayor and how will the city be managed?
And Mayor Bloomberg can't run again even if he wanted to.
Well,
Could he?
truth be told, when he started his second term, the rule was you couldn't run for a third term.
Yeah.
And he made it so that he could. Not shades of Putin, but almost. You know, I'm a believer in a benign autocracy. I think the mayor has done a phenomenal job. If he could or would run for a fourth term, I'd certainly vote for him.
Billionaires backing billionaires? Is this where the hard power lies? The wealthy conservative elite control the city, and as long as they do it well, nobody minds too much. And at the very top sits a man worth a cool $22 billion, one of the most philanthropic men in America, and mayor for over a decade, plugging him into every socket of power.
So that's City Hall, and inside there works Mayor Michael Bloomberg and his staff, and I can almost touch it. I'm almost there. By hook or by crook, I've got to go that 100 yards, climb those steps, open those doors, and get in and talk to him.
If money is power, this is the place to be. The undisputed financial hub of America. Home to the world's largest stock market, the New York Stock Exchange, with a market value of over $9 trillion and a few very powerful individuals.
I used to know a lot of these people personally, and they were never shy about coming out to play and discussing their business and telling me pretty frankly what the prospects were. What has happened? Everybody's gone to ground.
It seems after the financial crisis, none of the really famous names want to talk to me about the power of the big banks. But hard times don't mean fortunes can't be won and lost. 4 miles north, on the corner of Central Park, is the billion-dollar hedge fund Octavian. The company state that the turmoil in worldwide markets provides a perfect backdrop for Octavian's unique style of investing.
Good afternoon. I'm Christopher Mayer, and I'm here to see Mr. Horowitz.
One of the least regulated and most profitable sectors in finance, hedge funds are discreet, invitation-only affairs for investors with serious money. The brains behind Octavian is its CEO, Richard Horowitz.
Hi, Richard. Hi. Hey, thanks for seeing me.
Someone Tom Wolfe would describe as one of New York's masters of the universe. Pretty powerful when all's said and done.
Obviously, I've done a little bit of homework before coming here, but you focus on really interesting areas like distressed debt.
So one set of things we do is we invest in companies that are going through distress of some form. And they're usually very good companies, but they just have too much debt, like a lot of people and governments as well. So you can see today, all that red is Greece, right? The red is when the market goes down and the green is when it goes up. So today,
I mean, there's plenty of distress in Greece. It's almost as if the crisis is the boom that enables you to create the business model.
Yeah, it is a big opportunity. On the other hand, you know, even when people make money out of a crisis, it's not as much fun when a lot of people are losing money.
Octavian is now one of the world's richest hedge funds. It's this eye for opportunity which is typical of the city and its traders.
You're pretty optimistic then about the future of this city.
The United States, for sure, is still going to be probably the most important economy for the next century, and I think New York is right in the middle of that. The thing that would concern me more than anything is if we go through a period of time where we decide to shut our borders. And New York is obviously at the heart of immigration, but the thing that's made this country great over the last, several hundred years is really, the fact that we do attract great people from all over the world. You can come here, and if you're hardworking and you're smart and you're kind of ambitious, you can make a success and you can improve your life.
Like everyone in New York, Richard can recite the American dream. But Manhattan is a bubble of money and privilege. And if that credo is really so vital to this city's continued prosperity, I need to find it elsewhere. So I'm heading back to a less affluent part of town, Queens, where immigrants make up half the population. I've arranged to meet the people who know, taxi drivers, so often recent immigrants. My contact, their trade union boss, Fernando Mateo.
Christopher, we've been waiting for you, sir.
Are you Fernando?
I'm Fernando. How are
Pleasure
you?
to meet you.
It's good
How are
to
you?
see you.
Good
I'm
to
doing
see you.
great. Likewise,
I hear
welcome.
you're the man to see around here, is that right?
Well, actually, these are the guys
All
to
these
see.
are the
All
guys
these
to
guys are
see.
the guys to see, yeah. You know what? The city could not function without us. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, correct.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes, you're right.
All right.
Well, if you're a taxi driver, do you end up having greater faith in human nature or less faith in human nature?
They are everything.
Yeah.
Counselors, psychiatrists,
Valentine's
you know.
Day is the worst.
What
It's
is
the
it?
worst. Last Valentine's Day, a woman's crying. She saw her ex-boyfriend at a party. That's my fault. You know? It's my fault. It's my fault.
I want to know, and I'll ask him, because you told me I should.
Absolutely.
Where is the power in this city?
That's tough because there's so many powerful people in the city. We're the ones that's taking them around in the city. We're the ones that take the lawyers, the doctors, Wall Street, the tourists.
Some people might say Mayor Bloomberg, but would that be...
You know, we have a mayor that, unlike any other mayor in history, does not raise money to run for re-election. He doesn't owe anybody anything. So he runs the city the way he believes his conscience should run it.
He doesn't want to get on the wrong side of you, because you can make life very difficult for him, couldn't you?
If I really wanted to,
Yeah.
but I'm not that kind of guy. I'm a person of reason. I go directly to the mayor.
How does it work? You pick up the phone,
I'll text him. I'll email him.
You'll email him
I'll
direct?
call him on his cell phone.
and you say, what do you say? What do
and
you say to him? You
I
call
say,
him
Mike. I
or-
call him Mike.
Say Mike?
I call him Mike. I say, Mike, what?
Mike, is Fernando here?
I say, Mike, what's up? What's going on? We have a problem.
When you have a disagreement with the mayor, is it about money or is it about terms
It's
and
always
conditions?
about money. We wish we had more. I wish I had Bloomberg's billions. I wish that Bloomberg remembers me when he's writing his will and says, maybe, Fernando, let me leave you $1 billion and, you'll live happy the rest of your life.
Probably leave
so
everybody
so
here
I
$1 billion.
No, I will share. I will share with you guys. I promise I'll share. We are the people. We are New York. Am I right?
Yeah.
Sir Christopher.
Fernando is like no union boss I've ever met. And he's the American dream personified. Second-generation Latino, a self-made millionaire, property developer, nightclub owner, and even radio DJ. And he doesn't actually live in Queens at all, but back in the bubble of Manhattan. To cap it all, he's also president of Hispanics Across America, giving him national status.
The New York Times called me one of the 5 most influential in the country, along with President Clinton, Madonna, Jimmy Jones, and Pat Riley.
You've got this base in the Hispanic community. You've got this base because of what you've done for taxi drivers and because of the Federation. These are important, powerful bases. I mean, they are power bases.
So I'm a businessman. Go straight and turn, just turn. I love making money. I'm a capitalist to the max.
You sound to me like a terrific future mayor of New York City, for example.
You know what? It's not something that's in my plans. It's not something that I'm looking forward to doing. But I do look forward to making sure that whoever is the mayor of this city is the right mayor. And I will put my resources and my 500,000 followers behind that candidate.
With an army of 500